Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with a speed build. We are building some, what are they called? Dorms for Brightchester today. And I'm not going to build the other one. This I feel like because there's two dorms. Um and I'm only going to do this one. So if you were wanting both, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. On the other hand, we are laying out the floor plan. This ends up being 2 stories, but not 2 full stories. It's like this story is where everything is, and then upstairs we have a couple of like activity spaces, if you will. Um, so we've got like a library, we have an art studio, and then we have like a little tiny music area upstairs as well. And then down here, oh, and we also have showers upstairs. If you want to shower, we do have showers downstairs, but there's only 4 of them, and there's 12 beds. So I imagine you can see the issue. But basically, this is what the shell ends up looking like, and we don't actually do the like the outside until the very, very end. And this is like kind of a um limited pack build, kind of. It's not like I'm only using these packs, but I did try to limit how many packs I was using. So we predominantly end up using university, obviously, and then we also use get together, um, home chef hustle, and wedding stories. And then there are a couple of places where I use the book nook kit, and then I use one light from get to work. And I think that's pretty much all of the pack usage in this build. I did try to go with like a very fancy wood floor, and it feel very like I wanted it to feel kind of fancy in here. So that's what we ended up going with. And then there are more beds than you will need. I think the max in terms of roommate situation is that you can only have 10 roommates, but this has 12 beds. So you have options, and you will not run out. And then we do have the showers up here. We'll come back to that. And if I sound kind of funny or I sound weird, I'm getting over a cold, so I feel a little bit stuffy, and also I have been coughing a little bit today, so which was a new thing. I didn't expect to be coughing, considering that I haven't been coughing at all this entire time, and then today it starts, and I'm like basically done with the cold. Anyway, um, so we have painted all the walls, and you'll notice that I have not put carpet or anything down in the bedrooms yet. That's because I forgot. It's because I forgot. So that will happen, just not right now. And yeah, so then we are going through and we are putting doors into every bedroom. And one thing that's interesting is these doors actually match those utility doors that are in the base game. Obviously they don't match right now, but like that swatch is exactly right to match the doors that go into the bedrooms, which is really interesting. I didn't realize that they did that. But good, I guess. Um, And then this is the upstairs right here. And we do this at the very end, but I end up putting the music space right here in the beginning. In the beginning. In the like in this area that I'm working on right now. Um anyway, so um that's where we're at with the build at this particular moment. The kitchen now. Um, I I'm sorry, my dog is being chaotic. I am just using the um counters from the Home Chef Hustle kit. And then we end up getting two refrigerators, which might seem a little excessive, but I think it's fine. And I did find a way, so you'll notice that I put a stove down right here. Um, but I did find a way around that where your sim can like not leave the place and have like not like only have quick meals. So it doesn't count, the game doesn't count the waffle maker or the hot pot from Snowy Escape as like stove or grill items. So you can place those and eat like real meals and not have to worry about like the restrictions. Like I said, I do have a stove in here right now because most places have stoves. But yeah, so we have that in here. And then right now I'm just cluttering it up a little bit. Um, and I really wanted to use that pergola from Wedding Stories, but there aren't a lot of options in terms of doing that. So I couldn't because we're literally like in the air. But also there just wasn't like space for it, because I would want it to be like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not fully here. I feel like I sound like shit too, which isn't helping. But yeah, so we're just cluttering up the kitchen a little bit, and I have a stand mixer, I have a waffle maker, we will be getting rid of the stove in a little while. And then we have this thing. I don't know what it's like a whiteboard thing. I don't know. But we have that in by the bathrooms, by the other bathrooms, not the bathrooms that are with the stalls. And I contemplated putting a pride flag, but it was too small, so I didn't. And then I contemplated putting this, but I didn't like it. So we have a lot of trial and error going on in here. I am deeply sorry that if you like watching the trial and error and like fiddling with stuff, great. Glad you're here. Please continue watching. You can watch my struggle. If you don't, I'm sorry. But this area and the area on the other side of the elevator ends up being like tables. And originally I have these high top tables because I never use them. And I was like, well, this is a cool place to put them. And then they were too big. And so I decided to not do that. And then I did small tables. Well, oh, first I was looking at that one. Then I did smaller tables, and I felt like they blocked the way too much. Not that the tables I ended up going with block it less, but you know what I mean. Well, maybe you don't, but I felt like it blocked it a lot, and so I tried to scoot it over, and then I realized that I had doors in the way, and it was just not gonna work, and so I scooted the doors, and this is when I moved that thingy over to by the bathrooms. But then I put the tables, and then I was like, well, it looks weird because it's not aligned, and yeah. Anyway, so we end up putting everything back, and we end up putting these two tables with 4 seats each at in this area, and your Sims will have to walk around it. Um, so yeah. And then over here we use the book nook kit. Um, we have we have the bookshelves that line this wall and the wall on the other side. Um, and I get um like a lot of books. There are a lot of books here. Um, and I really loved this. Like, I love the Book Nook kit. Like, they're just good. They can let you do this stuff like this, where you have just like a wall of bookshelves. And then I did end up putting more books in some of the holes to make it look a little bit less repetitive. It does still look kind of repetitive, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it looks a little less repetitive this way. And then I do have a bunch of books literally fucking everywhere right now, but we delete those. And then at this particular point, I think I fixed the swatches. Um, but um, yeah, at this point, I think I fixed the swatches on the far right side. There was the bookshelf, and I made the actual bookshelf a darker color than the other bookshelves. So I think I fixed that. And then over here is just like a little sitting area. I found my Sims, because I'm playing a legacy challenge, and my Sim is in university right now. And I noticed that a lot of the time, if people have like guests over, they will sit, because I put a couple of couches over by the where the like elevator is in the previous build, and they use them all the time. People nap there, people do homework there. So I was like, okay, well, we should probably have some couches here as well. And then I did not appreciate that these particular candles from Wedding Stories are identical on both sides. That was a little irritating to find out, but what can you do? And we are moving on to the bathrooms. So normally, I feel like people cut out the bathrooms. I don't know. If you want me to cut out the bathrooms, let me know. Let me know. Um, Comment whether you care about watching bathroom footage. Um, but we have four of them. They're all like kind of right next to each other. We have two en suites for two of the bedrooms, and then we have two just like regular full-size bathrooms for everybody else to use in case like you're in a hurry and you need to shower. You don't want to have to go all the way upstairs to have to do that. So we have these two over here, and then we also have showers we have like a shower tub combo in the two main bathrooms for like everybody, and then we just have like a regular shower for the ensuite bathrooms. Because for my sim, when they were in university, we didn't really bathe, we only showered. So well, I guess they're still in university. When they lived in the dorms, they didn't really shower, or they didn't really bathe, they only showered. Um, so yeah, and then over here we have the games room. So we've got like a TV, we've got ping pong, we've got a games table, a dartboard, and then we do have a random ass chair with a light, because I didn't know what to put in that corner. And then we are hanging curtains over by the sides of these windows, and moving on to, well, we're replacing these, I guess. And then we should be moving on to the bedrooms. And let's see. I guess this would be a good place to give you some life updates. So I do kind of use these a little bit like podcast style videos, because like the video's just playing. I don't have to do anything, and once I've recorded and edited and everything. But so Atticus, my cat, his name is Atticus, and he is half Maine Coon, half Tabby, and he is now formally 17 pounds, which is cool. He also turned 1 year 2 weeks ago yesterday. So he is a big growing boy, and everybody's like, oh, well, you could switch him over to adult food. The thing is that Maine Coons Which he, again, he's not full Maine Coon, but like Maine Coons can grow until they're like 2 to 3 years, depending on how big they're gonna get. So, um, I'm not gonna do that. um, I'm gonna give him kitten food. There's I don't know how kitten food works. I just go based off of the picture on the bag. But there's like this older looking kitten um on the kind of food that we buy for him. And so I just assumed that was for like older kittens, like 6 months plus. And so I've just been giving that to him for like 6 months now, over 6 months now. And so we're just gonna keep giving him that because he's eating it. He likes it. I'm not gonna give him big kibbles. Um, and my understanding is that the picture of the kitten is like how you tell what age the cat food is for. Because when he was on littler, on the food that was like had littler cats, like younger cats, the kibbles were smaller than the one with the big kitten on it. So I think that's how you tell. And I accidentally got him like 3 months to 6 months cat food, like kitten food once, and he was like, "What the hell is this, Mom?" And so I have since made sure to get him the proper food size. Um, and then we are trying some different wet food flavors. So I got chicken with pumpkin, and then I got chicken with sweet potato and rice in preparation for our holiday festivities because I always give Zilla, my dog's name is Zilla. I always give her like pumpkin and rice and a bunch of other things for the holidays, like on Thanksgiving and stuff. And so it felt fitting that Atticus also get the same thing. This is the first holiday that he's not been alive. This is his second holiday season, or it will be his second holiday season coming up. It is currently August, so we're not celebrating any holidays except for back to school, which I am so glad that I do not have anymore. I do miss the breaks. I'm not gonna lie, I miss having like spring break and Thanksgiving break. I don't miss summer break. Summer break was boring. Anyway, um, so we have um so I always do that for Zilla, and so I was like, oh well, I want to do that for Atticus too, but I don't actually know if he likes anything because he's not super picky, but he doesn't like beef. So, and he's like much prefers like tuna or salmon over chicken or like turkey. So, it sort of limits my options. But anyway, back to the build for a second here. We have finished 4 of the rooms now. We are currently doing this one of the two with the ensuite bathroom. This room has 2 beds in it, and I was kind of running out of ideas for who should live in these rooms. So we have one that's got like a microwave and a mini fridge, and then we have like an easel and a computer, and one of them, um, yeah. And so it's kind of bland. Um, and then my stairs disappeared, so I had to put them back. And that was a chaos. So just give me 2 minutes, while I put all my stuff back. And then, I realized that I should probably lower these windows so they're not like poking up like above um the wall. And so we did that. And then moving to the other side. So the other side currently has also 4 bedrooms, 2 singles, 2 doubles, and one of those doubles has the ensuite bathroom, which honestly, if you had to share a room but you got an ensuite bathroom in a dorm, that would be so nice. You know, like you would have so many options. Um, like you wouldn't have to wait in line, you wouldn't have to like shower. Although this building is big enough that I imagine you wouldn't really have to wait in line to shower, but whatever. And then the room we're in now, I didn't know how to do like this person is a history major. So we have a lot of old black and white pictures, and then we have the debate guild picture or like thing. And then their roommate is into music. And at this point, that's when I started like reusing some things. I imagine the sim that I'm doing now, um, was like predominantly into music, and then their next door person was I don't remember exactly what major I thought they would have, but I imagined that they got like a sports scholarship, and so they had to play sports in order to like go to college. And I did try to leave um, the like boxing thingy, accessible for your Sims to use, so it gets shoved over by the bed. I don't know if that room is technically usable, but I figured this was a good way to incorporate more skill building items. We do have quite a few skill building items upstairs because we have like a bunch of bookshelves, some computers, chess tables, music instruments. I don't know what other instruments you would have, especially if you're going to Brightchester. Like maybe in Foxbury they might have like robotics stations and stuff, but here they don't have that. So we've got some music instruments upstairs and like a whole library and everything. And then in here, I kind of skipped over the room before this one. That one ends up being for a culinary arts student. And then this room I thought was kind of interesting. So one of these roommates is like super, super happy, like go Brightchester kind of thing. And the other person is um like anti Brightchester. And you're probably thinking like, why would you do that? Why would you go to a school if you don't like it? Right? But in my head, it's because that sim had like a it's like a family tradition that you go to Brightchester and you can't go to Foxbury because that's like breaks the family tradition. And so they're really bitter about it, like really, really bitter about having to go to Foxbury or not being able to go to Foxbury, having to go to Brightchester. And so he or they, whatever, are like, well, if I have to be here, I'm going to make everyone know that I prefer Foxbury over everyone else, over this place. And so they have like, so I like changed their so like all of their decor is anti-Brightchester, like um pro Foxbury, and I'm going through and adding a couple of pride flags around the place too. Um and some other decor and whatnot. And then I believe we'll be moving upstairs. Oh, we're working on the bathroom. That's right. It would be a little bit useful to have sinks, and at this point that I realized I didn't have any doors into this bathroom. So what I end up doing is just scooting the refrigerators over and then we're fine. But yeah, and over here, this is like exclusively toilets. So we've got 4 toilet stalls and 4 sinks. And then, like I mentioned earlier, upstairs, we have all of the showers. And there are plenty of showers. You do not have to I think there's probably like 8 or 10 showers. Like there's an excessive amount of showers upstairs. But that should be everything. Um, oh, this is where we're fixing um, this is where we are fixing that stove problem. And then I'm realizing that it's saying that I have a um like a my what's it called, mailbox, but I still too I still have no idea where it is. Um if you see it, if you could let me know in the comments, that would be great. Please don't yell. I'm fragile, okay? Um but it's at this point where we start working on the outside, and this is a little bit chaotic. Um so what I should have done is put the roof on the second story before roofing the first story, but no, I decided to be stupid and do the first story first. Um, anyway, so we have that. And then this is when I transition. Okay, so we have 8 showers. Um, but this is where I transition all of them to the sides, and then we make all of them like their own area, so you don't have to worry about your Sims um being like, oh, they saw me naked, meh, and getting embarrassed about it, because in their heads nobody's seeing them naked, right? So we put all of the showers in little rooms by themselves, and they will work, because these showers your Sims can walk on top of, so it should be all good. um, and then we just have like a couple of sitting places. Again, I don't think that you'll really need to wait for the showers. There are quite a few showers, and you can only have 10 roommates, like collectively, so you and 9 others. Um, but yeah, so we have that. And then over here, we are doing the music area. So we have the piano from the Wedding Stories pack. And then we just have a couple of other things. We've got a violin and a microphone. And then in here, this is where the library is going to go. So we're going to have like a shit ton of bookshelves. And then we're going to have 2 computers and 2 chess tables and 2 chairs to read in. I know it's kind of weird, but I felt like it worked better, and there are no windows, but I felt like that was okay, because like it's a library. So unless you're going to be putting like a skylight up top, which I didn't do, there's not really a need to put windows, because like the bookshelves cover all the windows. So why, yeah, so we just did not put windows. And I am moving the walls so we can have some, like a designated little desk area. And then we put the chess tables and stuff. And I contemplated using the unbreakable computers, but of just the the most regular looking of all of the computers, where you don't have to worry about like, we're like, and also I think it's kind of fun to have to review them, or like review them, repair them a little bit, um, because I don't know, like you live here, so I feel like you should have to maintain where you live. Anyway, we are finishing up in here. And then honestly, I went all out in the art studio. So if you don't like, there are only sometimes, I think in the art studio I only use like a couple of things from other packs. And so if you don't have those, don't worry. Like vampires, I think I used. If you don't have those, don't worry. You don't need them. It just won't be you just will be having a couple of things missing, or replaced, and it might look weird, but that's okay. Um, so we have that, and that art studio is in here. And I used these curtains from the wedding pack to line the walls because I felt like having the curtains cover the walls was more elegant than having the walls exposed. And also, like, I don't know, I think the walls are kind of ugly. Um, but I was gonna use that, and it's a light from base game that you unlock with the artist career. But then I decided, no, I kind of want to make my own thing. And so then at that point, I was like, you know what? I should probably just go all out and not worry about packs. So we start off grabbing some things like pillows and like I imagine these would be like fake food items and things, but we put those back we delete them rather. And that's when I decided to use more like what would you call like statues and things. So we have this giraffe statue, which I've mentioned before, but that giraffe statue looks so freakishly similar to the giraffe statue at the Denver Zoo. Weird as fuck. Weird as fuck. But it's there. It's cute. And then we have the so that giraffe statue and the peacock is from the Decor to the Max kit. We have this arch from Romantic Garden stuff. We have these statues from vampires. The vase is from City Living. Like, we've got a shit ton of stuff going on in here. And then I did also use the like board thing from Growing Together. Um, I felt like that was just better. And then I changed the color of the flowers to be yellow because this is Bristchester. You know, we have to keep it in the school spirit. And then we are going to be finishing up with some like things to protect the floor, so newspapers and rugs and things. And then we should be moving outside for just a brief minute to finish the outside. Oh yeah, so I looked at it and then I was like, oh shit, I completely forgot the outside. And so this is where the fiddling with the roof comes in. And I apologize. I apologize. We got it figured out pretty quick, and then I just decided to have a roof in the center covering those windows, like the little bump outs on the top floor. And we are going to be getting a roof color. I switch it to the base game one. And then I realized that it is we've got like that little line, that little tear thingy. So I have to go and fix it again. We're finally done with the roof. So we were just getting a little bit of landscaping, some grass, which came with the base game. So we do have some base game stuff. And I realized that it is short wall height, so I can't put frieze like I wanted to. But I decided to go along with the trim, which goes on the bottom of the floor instead of the top of the floor or the top of the ceiling. And then we are going through and adding some like details with columns and things because I felt like it was really, really boring. And we are going through, and at this point, this is when I start, and I'm like, I cannot make this look interesting without getting some sort of like other packs going on in here. So we have this vinery vineyard viney things from the cottage living pack, and then changed the wallpaper inside spontaneously for some reason. And at this point, we are just finishing up landscaping. So if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. And I will see all of you on Monday.